do the live. Hello, everybody. I'm going to pass on the microphone to our incredible doctor, Dr. Rosanna Holt, who's going to start this conversation today. Today, Dan Rojas, Rosanna Holt, and Claudia Borges coming to you from different parts of the world. So, Dr. Rosanna, let's get you started. Tell me a little bit about you, Dr. Rosanna. And we start. Welcome, everybody. This is your 4Life Talk. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about business, a little bit about product, a little bit about why we love 4Life. We're starting with Dr. Rosanna. Dr. Rosanna, go ahead.
Thank you, Claudia. It's very nice to be here again with all those beautiful faces and sharing a little bit who is Dr. Rosanna. Dr. Rosanna is from Dominican Republic, and she went to school over there. She prepared over there for the dream of her life, becoming a doctor. Not only a doctor, she went to do her specialty, and she became a GI doctor. That was my passion. That was my goal the whole life. And yes, I was happy doing what I like to do, help people to be better, to get better, doing exactly what I wanted to do. I always want to become a doctor, and then something happened in my mom, and she passed for a GI condition. So that motivated me to go for the GI. And when I got to know about the digestive system, I just fall in love, and I love it. I love it so much. But eventually I start seeing, like, for some reason, I wasn't feeling 100% comfortable. I wanted to do more, and I didn't know how. I was helping people, but I could see my patient they were needing more than just to see a doctor. They were looking for something else, and I didn't know how to help them. So one day I changed directions, and I came to United States. Here in United States, I got such a great opportunity. I got the opportunity in the more stranger way, because I was looking for something different. I was looking for something that I could help my patients. And I thought that was a dream, that I wouldn't be able to do it, because I want to help my people from inside out. That was always my thought. I want that magic pill to help my patients from inside out, because it was controversial for me, because I learned how to treat people with pharmaceuticals products, but 100% happy doing that, because and I always thinking, I hope I can find one day something that can help my patients. And it's one day when I know through Claudia, and I always
We're losing you a little bit, Dr.
be thankful for Claudia Vidori. Yeah,
We got
she
you back.
even didn't know that. Okay, she even didn't know what was my background. She just invited me. And when I hear about that, I couldn't understand too much. It was the first time they were talking about the business, and I never did business other than helping people to be.
We lost you again.
Healthier.
Okay.
Yes.
1 second. It's that
That's too
interesting,
bad.
though. It's too bad. But we are listening. It's just that we get into the exciting part, and then we lose you. So Claudia invited you. Let me go back to that. So
yes,
what you to do was to be a doctor, and then Claudia Bedoya. I didn't get the opportunity. I wish I was the Claudia she's talking about, but it's our beautiful Claudia Bedoya. So Claudia Bedoya invites you, and you're like, I have no idea what this lady's talking about. Let me ask you one thing, though. How did you know Claudia? Was she a patient of yours? No.
no. Yeah, actually, Claudia was my classmate, because when I came to United States, I was able to read English, but I wasn't able to speak very well. So I always was trying to learn more. And even by that time, I was already, working well and talking well, but I knew I'm still needing English. So when we come in having English as a second language, we always are studying English. So I was looking for that help. And in that school, Claudia was a student there too. But she was like an extraordinary student. She light up, and she came up, you could see that she was different. It's the mindset. When you are entrepreneur, you are different, no matter where you are. So she was there and she catch my attention. And I was the one they asked her, and what is you doing that you travel so much? And then she invited me. It was very fun.
Dr. Rosana, it always appeals to me, and I'm going to come back to you with that. It always appeals to me how a gastroenterologist, a doctor that is taking care of people's guts, right, would even imagine getting interested in building a network marketing business. Like, it goes from being a doctor to building an international network. It's just, it always blows my mind how Claudia Bedoya was able to do that. But that's amazing. Claudia Bedoya, man, thank you for bringing Dr. Rosana to us, because she's so wonderful. So I'm going to come back to you, and I'm going to talk a little bit about once Dr. Rosana got invited to a presentation, and she found that this is a product she can tell her patients that will be able to build her immune system. 80% of the gut, and 80% of the immune system is managed by her gut. So obviously she's like, immune system, gut, okay, I got something here. So Dr. Rosana, that's wonderful. And one of the reasons that I, Claudia Borges, not Claudia Bedoya, joined For Life was in my other world of corporate Canada, not corporate North America. I was already in the network marketing industry. So that kind of is like, a lot of people say, why would you choose For Life? You were already in a network marketing company in the corporate world. I was a district sales manager at a company that was already building teams. And it was building teams in Canada. And this company does not go global. It is global. It's got 130 countries and 130 years. And it's a $13 billion company, and you can say everything beautiful about that other company. But when my sister introduced to me For Life, and after years of not listening to her, when I finally did, there were 5 or 6 things that I want to mention today. And the first one, I already said it, which was, I could not believe it that it was global, that I could actually have that same product and distribute it anywhere I wanted. I went like, oh my gosh, I could never do that with the other company. It's incredible. You can do that in over 100 countries. Like, I can use that same product and distribute it in 100 countries. That's amazing. I couldn't believe it. That was the first thing that appealed to me. And then the other thing that appealed to me was that it was a fairly young company. So like I said, I was in a company that was already over 100 years, $13 billion company. This one had not even hit the 1 billion mark. And I was thinking, but the solidity that it performed with. My friend Albert Weller, he just came in, and he's a wealth manager, so he can understand what I'm going to say here, I think. And it's that at that age in my life, when I started For Life, I was a single mom, and I said, I want to invest in something that is safe. So investors, they can invest in something risky. And, I think newer companies are risky. And I wasn't about to do that. I had just gotten divorced. I had just, I have a small child. And then there's the older companies, like the one I was in, and many more, that are low risk, very low risk. So very low risk means everybody knows them. They have a long trajectory of, people knowing what their products do. They probably have a lot of testimonials. but they're old. And I just didn't want to invest in something that was so old. I was like, I don't think I like even the one I'm in. It's so old. Like, it's like everybody associates it with grandma and grandpa and aunts, you know. And so for me, For Life was perfect. For Life was 20, right now it's 26 years. When I joined, it was, about 15. I said, wow, debt free. It's got already 26 countries that it's dealing with, Canada not being one of them. We're an emerging country, but it was just a safe investment. For me, it's like, I can marry this company and I can be here forever. Like, I can talk about this product the rest of my life. I can feel that the company is going the right way. And I have now proven after 10 years that it is. We have the best products, are getting better and better. We now launched Age Pro, which one is going to be a bestseller. And so for me, it was just everything was about safety. Everything was about safety. My sister had already talked to me about compensation plan, which we'll touch on at the end. And I had not listened to her, but when I did, I was blown away because I could not even understand that the whole time, such a big company like the one I was in was actually playing in the small leagues. The money that went back to the distributors was actually a very small percentage. So when I found out that ours was 64% back to our affiliates, and then they explained to me how that 64% was paid, I was like, how do they pay so much money back to us? I don't even understand that concept, because the other one was definitely not even at half of that. So the majority of network marketing companies, which is our industry, and I love it, will pay 25 to 35% back to their affiliates. Hey, that's pretty good. My father had a business his whole life, and his average earnings over what he was selling, which was plywood and other materials, was 13%. I always remember he's like, oh, it's between 11 and 13%. And that was pretty good. We lived with that. He paid my university with that. We had car and apartment, everything at 13%. So when you think of network marketing companies paying back to affiliates 25 to 35%, that's pretty good business to have, right? But when you think of For Life paying back 64% to its affiliates, it blows my mind away. So if you have been invited to this meeting or you're listening to it on a recording, please make sure that you talk to the person that invited you to go into very very close detail, how you can get paid 64% on your business. And now I'm going to invite Dan for our next segment, which is the science. So Dan is going to talk to us a little bit about what appealed to him when somebody talked to him about what transfer factor was. So Dan, take it away.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you for having me. First of all, like Claudia said, my name is Dan Rojas. I am a dad, a husband. I am all the way out in Florida. And when I first heard about For Life, it was wow. Right when it was starting, when Dr. Emilio and Angel Molina actually invited me for the first time. So yes, and one of the things that caught me for the first time was, even though I didn't join at that time, was the science about the company. This company was founded and it was based in science. Today, For Life is recognized as a #1 immunology supplement, actually, supplemental company in the industry, when we own the patent to the #1 product in immunology, which is transfer factor, or as some people call it, transceutical science. So if you don't know what transceutical science is, it is basically a molecule that educate your immune system. Transfer factors, as we know it. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Transfer factor, as we know it, it is a molecule that transfer immunology or immune education to your body from the mother to the baby, or like we know as it works from one cell to the other one. And the network of cells continue to work, educating each other. And that's how the immune system gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Now, here's the thing that today we don't take immune system for granted, but 3-4 years ago, that was like, nobody cares about the immune system. Today is not only a science, it's a must for everybody. And the fact that we're here today talking about this, it's great for me because our company is, like you said, is 26, 25 years. And for a network marketing company to stay that long within the first 25 years, I want to say for this next 5 years is what we know as the momentum of a company. So we're just taking off and then learning more and more every day. As far as the science go, I would tell you this though. I am a researcher. I love to research because I'm an interior designer. So when a new product comes out for the science, that's the first thing I got to do. Research, research, research. And I've done the same thing with our products. And from transfer factor to, our weight management line, our, skincare line, and now our element line, or as we call it, anti-aging line. It's our company is in the forefront of science in every industry, and right now I am super excited for the future.
I am as excited as you. I can't wait to start trying Age Pro. I don't know if you already had a chance to try.
Not yet.
Oh
Not
my
yet.
goodness. Okay, so Age Pro is going to bring our company to a new level. I don't understand very much the science yet of NMN. So we're going to do a training on that. We're going to do lots of trainings on anti-aging and Age Pro and how 4Dive really has topped it all with Age Pro. But I'm going to now turn it around and go a little bit back to compensation plan, because I want to get the interest of those of you that are starting to feel that maybe like me, I'm 50. So when I was 40, I was thinking, I don't think I have enough time for my kid, and I don't have enough time for my family. I was at a beautiful job, great pay, company car, everything. And you know what? This month, I was able to do a 2-week tour. I did 7 different states in the States. And so it took me 14 days. I was with my 4Life family at convention, including my brother and my sister, for 6 days. Then I went to visit my teams I went to Vegas. That was a pit stop with my brother, had the most amazing time. We had never had a siblings trip. Then I went to Arizona to visit my leader who's here, Chauvin, with my other leader who is Alice. Then I went to visit my niece in San Diego. Then my husband flew and we met one of his best friends who he had not seen in 10 years in LA. Went back to San Diego. I was going to go to Dave and Gavi, but they got COVID, and went back home. Stayed for a week, worked a little bit at home, then went back and had my family vacation with my children. We went to Disney and Cocoa Beach. Why am I telling you all of this? Not necessarily to cause some envy. Maybe I am, but good kind of envy, we say in Spanish, right? You know why I'm telling you this, Dan? Because if I had been in a job, I would not have been able to do a trip like this, because it was amazing. And I didn't have to ask my boss for permission. I could do I could do my business. I was doing my business. So every time I was traveling, I was getting a phone number from somebody. I was talking to somebody. I was getting a sample to somebody. I was, educating and participating with my leaders. I got to hug a tree with Chauvin, just doing the most amazing things. And I never got that with my previous life and my previous job. And I loved my job. I got really good memories from that job. But you know what? There is nothing like having the freedom of being your own boss, being able to decide when you go on vacation, who you're going to take, who you're going to go with, when are you going to go. And that doesn't have a price. For me, being able to have raised my son, he's 12 now, and being able to tomorrow I have to go to his fun fair, and I've been in many of his concerts, and a lot of the times I say, if you are a present mom, your kids, like, that's everything to kids. Like, I can be a present mom, even to be a tough mom, because I'm catching what's happening. So for me, you can get a salary, and I hope you are getting a good salary. I was, but salaries are not everything. Family, friends, and having a time to enjoy the things that you want, that is everything. So did I have to kind of get a pay cut at the beginning? Yes, because I was getting a very good salary, but time is wealth. And now the curve has gone back to what I needed, which is now my checks are growing, the teams are growing, and everything is going as planned. So that is what is wonderful about this, because it's not now only on me. I used to have to listen to my boss and get threats that I was going to get fired if I didn't perform with the numbers that the company needed. And it was light threats because I was a very good hard worker, but the threats were still there. You know what happened? After I left the company, after a few years, they actually I don't want to say fired because, laid off, whatever you want to call it, but they gave packages to everybody, redid the whole company like they all do now. And some people were happy with their package and bought a car or whatever they needed. Some people went angry with pensions that they said it was too early for them to retire. I left on my own, and I was like, I left at the right time. So Daniel, you know what? Compensation plan is everything. Again, getting paid for what you start and getting paid with a team, because I don't get money unless my team bills and gets money. So that is such beautiful. I'm going to bring Rosanna back just to, let's see, I hope Dr. Rosanna is, her sound is working now. Dr. Rosanna, talk to us about community. And you're the sweetheart of this room. You always light us with that beautiful smile, and tell us what you love about community. Your mic. You can take off your mic.
Thank you, Claudia. And that's a great question. Absolutely, it's a great question, because it's undeniable. When you come over here, you think you're gonna do business. Like for me, I didn't know anything about that kind of business. I thought it was a business. But today, you understand this is not a common business. This is something that you come over here to rebuild yourself, because you met people that you never thought you were gonna meet them. But not just to know their name, you get to get so close to them, even when you never have met them in person. That's unbelievable. That energy that we have over here and the system that we use is all come from one source. It starts from the company, because the company is like, that's what they bring us to everybody. And then every team just duplicate the same thing. Being a part of a team to me means a lot, because we all know the business can be different from time to time, but when you have community, no matter how low you can be in your feelings or in your situations, you always gonna find a way that you come up with that. So it's not only about businesses. I love it. And also, you get to learn so much over here, because you not only learn from what you learn as a business itself, you also learn from every one of us. It's like, it's just unbelievable. Dan and I don't talk too much, but we are checking each other all the time online. And it's like, oh, he's at the gym. Look at that. Wow, what a great job. And Omar is the same. And every one of us, it's like, oh, we don't get along like physically together, but it's a team and we love each other. It's amazing.
It really is. It is amazing. And when we get together, it's like a cousins reunion, right? We go back to convention and it feels like we've known each other forever. And some of us don't even know each other yet. For the first time, we're meeting each other at convention and we're hugging each other and we're giving each other love. The way that I believe that it's just a wonderful time for life, because we do have such a beautiful community. We love each other, we support each other. And like you said, we're watching over each other. Sometimes we're like, where did that person go? She hasn't showed up for a while, right? So it is good to know that. And we have lots and lots more. But just to close it up, I want to bring Daniel back and tell us a little bit about his experience as a businessman. Daniel, I always love your testimonial. We know that you started from zero and then now you are your own businessman. How do you see yourself in the future? Because just like Rosanna's a doctor, And she said, you know what, I'm a doctor, but I could bring some extra income helping people with a great supplement. So now I want to hear the other side, which is Daniel. Daniel is another kind of businessman. It's like we have I was an employee and I could see the value in doing networking. Dr. Rosanna was a doctor, also employed, but a doctor, it's kind of like we put them in a different jar. But Daniel, he has his own business. And so I want to hear, as a businessman, Daniel, what attracted you about network marketing? You already have a business. Why network marketing?
Well, I'll tell you this, Claudia. I've always been a dreamer, always. And I was a little kid, I've been a dreamer. And my dad actually had his own auto shop. So I knew not the importance, but the advantage of having your own business and not having a boss. Unfortunately, I found myself in that world, the world being an employee and having to work for them. But I never stopped dreaming. I never stopped wanting to be my own boss. And when I had the opportunity to to go to school for design and architectures, and I graduated as a designer, I saw the world in a whole different way, because I used to work for a company that thought I was just a designer. They didn't know that I knew how to run the business, how the operations go and everything. So I saw their contracts and I saw how much money they were making off me. And that changed my complete view on everything. And then, when 2020 hit, I remembered that years and years ago, my friend and my cousin talked to me about For Life. And they talked to me about this kind of business. And the one thing, and I'm going to second what you say in a minute, because you talk about your vacation time and all that. Last year I couldn't go to convention for one reason. This year, it was completely under, it was on someone else's hands. I have asked for time. I have my Airbnb already paid for. I have everything scheduled. And when I asked for time at work, they told me no. And I'm very blunt. So I go, listen, I'm not asking you. This is my time. I'm going to use it whenever I want to. And they said, no, you can't. You can go. Because if you go, you're going to lose your job. That was definitely something that killed me, And now having my own business as a designer, and looking at this business, I will tell you this. I wanted to design because I love it. And this business is going to allow me to do that. I don't want to have to wake up and think, hey, I have to design, I have to do something because I have to. It's not an obligation for me. It's like, I love cooking. I love the kitchen, but I do it because it's not my obligation. I don't have to be in the kitchen every day like my wife. So I do it because I love it and I love what I do. And this business, this opportunity has allowed me to start looking at things that way. Now, today, I can say that in 5 years, I'm going to be able to say, I can go, not in 5 years, I would say before, but I can look at the future and say, I don't have to ask no one for my time. This is my time. I can control my time. I can look at myself in a couple of years and I can tell my wife, let's pick up and go. We can work for anywhere in the world as we know it today. You're in Canada, I'm in Florida, Dr. Rosanna is in New Jersey. We're all over the US and the world. So with this type of business, what's most exciting to me is that I can work it from anywhere in the world. And another thing is, like Dr. Rosanna talked about, when I started this, I started like everybody else looking for money. Now I found a family. You guys have become more my family, Omar and Rosanna and you and everybody else in this chat. It's more than a community to me because I can count on you. I can pick up the phone and text someone and I get a quick response. Sometimes I don't get that with my family, with my own family, with my mom, my sister, my brothers. And, I can put a text and I get a quick response. So that is amazing to me. And in my experience, nowhere in the world, nowhere and in any company is going to allow you to do that. Another thing is, no one in any job is willing to teach you what they know so you can take over their job. Guess what? We can do that here. We have in this chat, we have Dave Daughtry, and we have Gabby, and we have Jennifer, and we have all the people that are at the top. And they're willing to teach us to learn so that we can be where they at. And that doesn't happen anywhere. And that to me is priceless.
I love it. What a closing. And you know what? I see that this group, and I know I'm doing it on Facebook, but Facebook also has my same age group. We were talking about we are all around 50 years old. You know, there may be some younger ones, there may be some that are a little older, but this is the new era. This is the 50 years where we're actually starting over. We're like, I feel younger than ever. I have a whole bunch of things to do, a whole bunch of trips to do. And what do I need? Time and money and health, right? So if this company can provide for me the three things that we need, I have friends I can travel with, all of you. Every time I see you, like I said, oh my gosh, I got to, you know, see Chauvin and have this great breakfast. I got to be with Claudia and Rosanna. And so it was great. It was really great. I can't wait to see Daniel and JT. Oh, I also saw Sonia. So I have a great community. I have health better than ever. And with H Pro, oh my goodness, I can't wait to try it. After Sonia did her testimonial, I'm like, okay, I got to do my before and afters. But I'm really looking forward to start working with this product and giving it to all my friends. And Albert, you're going to be like the first one I'm going to offer this to. H Pro is going to do a turnaround. Like, I can't believe I'm going to feel younger and more energetic, because that's what I've been looking for. I feel already younger and energetic. So how am I going to feel even younger and energetic? I can't wait to try it. So, but what do I need? Time, right? And if For Life can provide that time where I'm generating an income by helping others get better with their health, with their weight, with their energy, and the one thing, money, right? How can we travel without money? How can we provide? You know what, Daniel? One thing is being able to take your own vacation. But you know when it gets even better? When you can retire your wife or husband. So for those of you that are married, it is going to take me about 5 years maybe to retire my husband. But I will do it, Daniel. And I'm sure that you will do it too. And I'm sure that all of you that are married are already thinking, how can I not only retire myself, but retire my husband? Because are you going to travel alone? You can, right? So you want to be able to travel with her, right, Dan? So not only you got to retire yourself, you got to retire your wife, which I think some of you are already doing a business with their wives. I want to retire my sister, by the way. So those of you that know my dream, I need to work this, because my promise is that I'm retiring my sister. So what a great opportunity when you can do something and you're just benefiting your friends, your family, and you got it all, right? So for those of you that still have jobs, we're not telling you to leave your job. This is a business where you can generate additional income. But maybe you are looking for a big change and you do want to change your life altogether and you want to do this as a full career. Talk to the person that invited you. I am sure that they will be super excited to sit down with you and show you all the opportunities that we have with this great company, through the great products and science that we talked about, and through the incredible and unique compensation plan that only For Life can provide, because no other company has that high payout that we're talking about. So please sit down with that person that invited you, that showed you this video, that shared with you this video, and talk a little bit about the products, H Pro, and the other 125 products in our line, or talk about how you can also go on vacation without having to ask your boss, or how you can just get some extra income for the things that you love. Thank you, Dr. Rosanna. I love you, love being with you. Dan, lots of hugs from Canada. Love presenting with you. And I'm going to close it up on Facebook so we can welcome our new guests here.